Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, the Azimio leader Raila Odinga attended a Sunday service at Anglican Church in St. Peter's Parish, Nyamira County. Raila Odinga used that opportunity to call out the Anglican top church leadership to order for openly involving themselves into politics. For those who remember, Bishop Sapit went to an extent of asking Azimio leaders to drop their petition in the spirit of bringing unity and peace into this country. Remember, Sapit was talking at a time when Martha Karua was preparing to take the presidential petition case to the East Africa Court of Justice. Sapit was not happy. And beside this, we are all aware that there are also some other leaders in Mount Kenya region who went to an extent of threatening Martha Karua to either drop that case, or the elders in Gema are going to curse her. So you see, it was a kind of a threat. So in one side, you find some of the church leaders are trying to threaten the Azimio leaders to drop their case, and also elders in Mount Kenya are also doing the same thing. Because of this, I want to quote Raila Odinga. This is what he said. We were saddened to see the leadership of the Anglican Church getting involved in the political agitation, asking politicians, particularly those from Azimio who had petitioned the outcome of the election because of rigging, that they must withdraw the petition in the interest of unity, and went ahead to put pressure on the elders from some community, that's happened in Mount Kenya, to say that if those who had rejected the result don't withdraw the challenge, they will curse them. Now, he continued, the church should be the conscience of the society. The church should act firm against the injustice. I'm not giving blanket criticism against the church, but we have seen, for example, church leaders associating themselves with the injustice. And this is how we conclude. We never go to church to play politics. The top leadership of this country has taken to church platform to shout at us, tell us the government has done this and that. The government programs and implement in government office or a political platform and not in the church. That's a statement from Raila Amolo Odinga. And you can find truth in what he's talking about. And before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To the channel subscribers, thank you so much, and to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. The first question we ask ourselves, is it true that the church has opened their doors to William Ruto, his deputy, and some of the Kenya Kwanza leaders to criticize Azimio in the church? The answer will be yes. Because we have seen Rigathi Gachagua going to the church on the altar, castigating Azimio la Umoja. He goes there even to threaten Uhuru Kenyatta. He goes on the altar to play politics. But we understand very well, government policy is implemented in the office and on political platform, not in the church. They go to an extent of even lying in the church, and they run away with it. The church has simply opened the door for them. And that, at the same point, the same church comes out to criticize Azimio la Umoja leaders when they talk on matters that are very serious happening in this country. So you wonder, is the church with the government or with the people? For example, no one in the church, apart from the Catholic Church, has talked about the GMO. The Anglican Church, including Bishop Ole Sapit, they are silent. Again, another question that I ask myself, does the good bishop of the Anglican Church, Ole Sapit, understand that the courts are the substitute of war? Because if someone has problem, like for example the election, if you believe that your victory has been robbed, instead of going to the street calling for protest, the solution we have is the court. You simply go to the court and you petition your case, and then let the judges make the ruling. Despite the fact that Azimio believed that these judges were not even, they did not give a proper ruling, a fair ruling, still they are seeking for justice in the court, the East Africa Court of Justice. They are not calling anyone to the street to demonstrate. If the good bishop will understand this, then it is better he allow Azimio to use the court as an alternative to seek for justice, as long as they're not going to the street. Because I'm asking myself, what is the other better alternative Azimio should have used, if really not going to the court? Was the bishop waiting to see Azimio going to the street to call for maandamano because they don't agree to this? Let him allow those who feel that they have been robbed to go to the court. That is the only substitute of the war. I don't understand when they call for healing and peace in this country, when at the same time we already have peace. We have peace. The only thing people are suffering from is hunger. The good bishop should understand this. People are hungry, and the government is doing little to provide basic needs to the citizens. Everything is expensive in this country. These are serious matters that the church clergy should be telling the president, should be pointing out to the government. People are suffering, people are dying from hunger. If you go to Turkana, people are literally lifeless. Watu wanakufa kwa njaa. They go for weeks without food. There is peace in this country. No one is on the street. The church should be telling the president and the Gachagua that people need food. Azimio is trying to solve their issues through the court. They have not called for protest. So what's the big deal there? Up to that level, I am convinced that again, some politicians might be using some of these church leaders to try and solve their political problems in this country. Maybe someone is reaching out to Ole Sapit to tell him, talk to opposition to stop this petition. And Ole Sapit has allowed himself to now play politics, rather than staying with the common mwananchi. So, to me, I see to some level Raila Amolo Odinga is right on this. And you see it is going to an extent of now some leaders who have been paid in some communities are coming out even now to intimidate Martha Karua and other leaders just simply because they are looking for justice. If really this government understands that they won election on ballot, what is their problem if Azimio is seeking justice through the court? What is their problem? They are not on the street, they are in the court. So the reality is that once they are showing fear, it means there is something they're afraid about. What is this? Is there anything they did during the counting of votes which is making them afraid that they are going to be exposed when the ruling will come? So that is what Raila Amolo Odinga had for the people, and I hope the church will get it right. If not, they have had it. So they should not allow Rigathi Gachagua to go to the church to castigate other politicians, to intimidate other politicians. let Gachagua do it on a political podium, but not on the altar.